always get looks from other people when I go to a casino. I always get looks when I go to a casino because I look young. I'm 26 years old. I'm short and don't look my age. At 26 years old, the age range people always guess I am is between 12 to 17. People always tell me how I don't look it when I meet new people. That's a far age gap when people guess 12 when I'm really 26. When I turned 21 is when I started going to the casino. Of course, the very first thing that happens when I enter a casino, they ask for my ID. Past that part and start gambling. I do get looks from other people though. Normally what happens is me and a random person make eye contact. They look away, then they look back at me again. Sometimes when a person is passing by they look at me, and sometimes I can see people looking in my side view. People never have came up to me and asked me my age though. When I first went to the casino at 21, I was scared because of how young I look. I also remember this very vividly. In the parking lot I was talking to somebody, a woman who was walking up the casino. She kept turning around and looking back at me. All the stares I get, it did bother me when I was first started going, but over time after going to the casino a lot, it doesn't bother me as much as it used to.
AITA 27F for asking my boyfriend 29M to stop using forks to scratch his back. Hello, excuse my spelling, English is not first language for me. Okay, a little backstory. So last week me and my boyfriend were going to sleep when I noticed a fork on his nightstand. I thought it was weird and random that there was a fork there, but then thought to myself, oh, he must have been having a snack or something and forgot to put the fork away and then just went to sleep without mentioning it to him. Few days later we were cooking dinner together when he takes a clean fork out of the cutlery drawer and uses it to scratch his back under his clothes. I was a little shocked and asked him what he was doing, and he said my back is just itchy, and I asked why do you use a fork, and he just said cause I can't reach there. I was kind of too shocked to reply, so I didn't comment further on it. Then that same evening we were going to sleep when he reaches in the drawer on his nightstand and pulls out a fork to scratch his back. Then I had to tell him that I did not like that he uses forks to scratch his back, because this is something that we eat with and he has a lot of pimples and hair on his back. And he just said that I was overreacting and it didn't matter because they go in the dishwasher either way. Melting face emoji. So I don't really know if I am maybe overreacting. He really could use something else, and it actually bothers me that he is using our forks. So, AITA for asking him to stop using forks to scratch his back?
I just got dumped out of the blue and it's been crushing me. I've been seeing this girl for the last 2 months, and the other day I felt like things were going well, so I asked her to be my girlfriend. She seemed happy about it, said yes, then proceeded to minimally contact me for the next 2 days and then break it off at the end of the second day, saying she never really felt the spark and didn't want to keep leading me on hoping it would come. It stings more knowing I knew I was into her from date one. I'm just crushed. There was a roller coaster of emotions I just went through, and now I have to shift my mindset away from all the fun Christmassy dates I had in mind, as well as just feeling like total garbage knowing something I thought was the start of something real is just abruptly over. On top of that, it was the first time I was really in a relationship in like 8 years outside of a couple multi-week flings, so I was really excited to see where things went. I just feel lost, confused, bummed, and I just keep wishing I could wake up and have all of that just be a fucked up nightmare. I know I'll be okay eventually, but it just really sucks in the moment.
AITA for getting highly offended after my girlfriend asked whether my dad is corrupt. We're college students, in a relationship since 2 years. Our holidays started last week, it will be till Jan 1st week. We planned that she will stay at my home for 1 week, as my house is nearer and she has never visited. My dad is a retired district judge, she knows. Generally, judges don't have a good reputation here, but as far as I know and love my dad, he's an awesome man. It was a decent paying job, he inherited some wealth from grandpa, hence my parents have built a nice home above average. She was fascinated by the interiors, and the first thing she said was, looks like your dad has earned a lot above his pay grade. Basically she said that my dad took a lot of bribes. She said it lightly, but I felt highly offended and I clearly told her that. Instead of apologizing, she again lightly said that only the thief gets easily offended, which did the exact job of sprinkling salt over the burn. This time I got totally pissed. I'm showing passive aggression now. She's aware of everything but acting like I'm extremely overreacting here.
AITA for accepting about 15 of the total prize for a competition I participated in. So I was in a random group for one of the courses in uni and we got to work on creating apps and stuff. So in the second same we found that there is a competition open for us to join, So me and one of the group members participated in it with our idea. The others did not want to join, and we had online sessions explaining stuff about it and everything. I joined those sessions, but my team member did not, and generally he did not respond to my inquiries about what to do. So I naturally assumed that he did not wish to continue, in which I respected and forgot about the whole thing, only to be surprised with getting a notification that we have a presentation about our idea. So I went and asked him about it, and he mentioned that he has been working on it this whole time without telling me. I did ask him if he needs any help or if I could do anything, but he also did not respond to that. But we did present and we won the first place, and he got about 84 of the prize. We got 50 each, and I gave him the rest from me as he did work on it. Now he is all mad and is saying that it is injustice and that he did everything and wants all the money. So am I the offer taking 16? AITA for telling my roommate he can't cook his experimental smells in our shared apartment. I am living with a flatmate who loves trying out very exotic recipes, but they all come with the most pungent smells possible: fermented fish, durian, the whole 9 yards. I have asked him, politely, to do it outside at least or ventilate, but he insists that he has the right to cook whatever he wants in his own space. It has gotten to the point where, last week, the smell filled my entire apartment and I had guests over who complained. So I finally lost it and told him he cannot cook anything that smells this strong here. He's now claiming I'm controlling and unsupportive. AITA?
AITA for not staying with everyone else on our trip. Once a year my grandparents invite the whole family to their home. We all go because we love them and it's the only thing they ever ask us to do. I didn't go for years after I turned 18 because I wasn't in contact with the rest of the family, but now they asked me to join them again. It's my husband's and kids' first time coming here. My husband wasn't happy when he saw that we have to share a room with our kids and asked me if we can stay in a hotel. I agreed to do this because their comfort is my priority. Now everyone is acting like I committed a crime and calling me princess, saying I couldn't handle living with the rest of poor people for a few days. I didn't tell them my husband asked me to do this because I don't want them bothering him.
AITA, I'm 14 weeks asking and I'm regretting things. AITA, I found out I'm 14 weeks along. Rather than being happy and letting my husband know, I'm in a hotel now trying to recuperate by myself from a very bad cold. This past weekend me and my husband's son were sick. He had already agreed to help his aunt to move some things around in the afternoon and I said it would be fine. Before we got sick, Dave, I still said he could go but didn't expect him to not come home until 11 p.m. I had sent a few texts to get an idea of when he'd be back, but apparently he and his aunt were talking. He gets home and I'm trying to clean up the house and get his kid to bed and get myself to bed. He starts shouting at us, because we apparently did not have any energy to welcome him home. He then goes on to say to me to fix my face and there's no need for that. When I finally get a chance to shower and lay in bed, he continues to go off me saying stuff like, you shouldn't be angry because I'm doing the Lord's work, you guys were fine because I believe in God, you and him don't need food, and so much more. I'm so frustrated because this is literally the first moment all day that I've been able to just sit and relax for more than 15 minutes. And I kept telling him to go away and leave me alone. I'm trying to rest and he goes, why? You've been resting all day. While I've been moving things left and right, as if it's my fault. His aunt is a hoarder. He's been doing nothing but saying passive-aggressive comments to me since then and I've been trying to ignore him. I even told him mom and the aunt what he was doing to me and his kids. Mom's response: sorry for the late response. I just got home from tennis. I don't know why and what is going on because he was fine when I saw him yesterday. My advice to you will always be pray to the Lord. God knows both your hearts and motives, so seek him for guidance. 2 hearts emoji, folded hands emoji, which just feels like a slap in the face. He doesn't know I'm 14 weeks along, but literally I don't even want to tell him at this point, especially given how his family has treated me in the past.
AITA for tell my sister that her BF is too old. For some context, my sister Sally 18 met her BF J 25 at the hospital my grandma was staying at. They met when my sister was 17. 2 days after Sally turned 18 they started dating. 2 weeks later was graduation, which is when I met Jay. I asked Jay, wait, how old are you? To which he replied 25. I started laughing saying no way, what's your real age? And he said I'm seriously 25. Look at my driver's license. I started freaking out a little and was asking everyone if it was weird, to which 3 other people agreed with me. The other 8 said it wasn't weird. Well, After that, Sally and Jay started being weird and distant around everyone. Jay threatened my BF because Jay overheard him say he doesn't like Jay. Jay also started threatening a 14 years old boy who called my sister weird like 2 years ago. It keeps going downhill from there. Jay also keeps lying about his accomplishments. He was telling everyone he has a 2025 Malibu, but when we saw the car it couldn't have been newer than a 2021. That's cause there was a white light mandate in 2022. At my nephew's B-day party, both Sally and Jay just sat in the back of the room refusing to engage with other. For context, Sally and my nephew used to be really close. Now, Sally and I have each other blocked on everything. So AITA, PS, I have SS of a conversation between Sally and I where we were arguing about Jay. Edit, I started noticing bruises. When I asked about it, she would very quickly say something like, I hit my arm on a table. He also stays really close to her all the time, and when she walks away he follows her all the way. Like one time she went to the bathroom in our home and he walked to the bathroom and stayed outside of the bathroom until she walked out.
AITA, for me and my fiancé voicing our opinion about my pregnant sister. My sister, who is 15, just found out she is pregnant with her also 15 boyfriend. I live in a state where age of consent is 16, which is important. My mother thinks that this is a normal situation and is thankful for a grandbaby. However, she's keeping it a secret from everyone family-wise. I 20 was told not to tell anyone. However, I told my fiancé 22 and he told her that getting pregnant before the age of consent is crazy, and I honestly agreed. And my mother is choosing to love and supported her words exactly, and she wants me and everyone to be positive about it. But it's not a positive situation, it's child endangerment. When I tried to tell my mom that she's been having unprotected sex for over a year and has actively been trying, she brushed it under the rug and ignored all the warning signs. My sister-in-law 23 recently have a miscarriage and was laughed at for it. And my mother's words were, I rather have my youngest daughter 15 have the first grandbaby than her, and she constantly enabled my pregnant sister's behavior, all because my mom 39 got pregnant at 16 with my older brother. Personally, I think that this situation is disgusting, because my mom's been enabling her behavior for over a year and rather not hear about the truth about how other people feel. And now she's bashing me and my fiancé with our future plans, getting married, having kids, moving in, etc., all because we voiced our opinions, yet we're adults and your child is having a baby. Am I the asshole? Edit, I'm not saying I'm not supportive of my sister's pregnancy. I just believe that kids having kids, especially when the behavior is being enabled by someone, my mother, and refuses to know what the consequences are, and then bashing my relationship and my older brother's relationship because we're all adults and can make our own choices for our future. But Jesus, take the wheel on the future for my niece nephew.
I think my husband is kinda useless, but he's also so hot. I've been with my husband for 14 years, 9 years married. That makes us sound old, but we got together in our early 20s. I was so starstruck, attracted to him, and knew he was the one. Fast forward to now. We live in a decent place comfortably, but 99% of everything we own was bought by me. He doesn't work full-time and occasionally gets freelance gigs. He's been struggling as a musician and film composer due to mental health issues. So I agreed to be the breadwinner and do whatever I can to keep us stable and safe. I've been doing it since we got married. Sometimes I resent him over it. Sometimes I wish I could take a lavish vacation internationally instead of budget through everything with my single income. I fear the day I get laid off, with how quickly we'd go through our emergency savings, or worse, my retirement accounts. But my God, he is still so hot. He's gained a little weight and his hair is now salt and peppered with extra salt, but no one else compares in my eyes. His voice is like honey. His gaze makes me feel like a dumb 20-year-old again. He will always be so beautiful to me. It sometimes feels like our gender roles are completely reversed. I come home to a partner who may or may not have dinner ready and laundry done. He's not consistent, but that's okay. I know what he's going through. Maybe I'm an idiot, who cares? I'd still do anything for this man as long as I get to have him in my bed.
With I 20M moved my brother's 13M game Undertale to the recycle bin, and I'm debating whether to fully delete it. We're not financially well off, and we only have 3 laptops in the house. One is used by my older brother for university. One is my mom's school laptop. It's monitored and mostly for her work, though she sometimes lets us use it for studying.
and the third is a cheap Asus laptop the rest of us share. That shared laptop broke down a while ago because my younger brother was gaming on it non-stop, which overheated it and overworked the CPU GPU. It took us months to finally get it repaired. When it finally was, my mom said very clearly that it was to be used for studying only because we can't afford to replace it with anything better. But now that it's fixed, he's back to doing exactly the same thing. My mom has been warning him for over a month, but she never follows through, so he's gotten even more comfortable ignoring her. I've been warning him too, and I told him that if he kept it up, I'd delete the game. I even tried using it to block him from running it, but he used ChatGPT to figure out how to bypass the lock, and now he hides in different rooms to play for hours. His studying is getting worse, and whenever he's confronted, he just makes excuses. I moved his game to the recycle bin to scare him a bit, but now I'm torn. Part of me wants to fully delete it, so he finally takes things seriously, but at the same time seeing him cry because he thought his progress was gone made me feel guilty.
AITA for reporting my neighbor after he kicked off at me on the stairs about his dog barking again. About a week ago I asked my neighbor if he could keep an eye on his dog because it had been barking non-stop and I was knackered. He acted like I'd properly offended him, so I left it. Earlier I bumped into him on the stairs while the dog was at it again. Before I said a word he went, "What? Complaining again?" in this smug little tone. We had a quick back and forth. He said dogs bark and I should get over it. I said I'd quite like some sleep for once. Nothing dramatic, just petty. I ended up reporting it to building management because I didn't know what else to do. Now he's slamming doors and giving me dirty looks every time he walks past. Did I make a big deal out of nothing? Or would anyone lose it after a week of constant barking? AITA?
AITA for telling my friends their drug habits are sad. So for context, I have 3 friends who are all 18-19. They do drugs quite a lot and I also used to, but I have since quit all that stuff. In the group chat my friend F18 spoke about doing lines alone in her house because she was bored. She has reported doing this several times and none of my other friends cared, they just said oh fun. I expressed concern and this led to a conversation where I eventually said that doing drugs alone is sad and pathetic and it gives addict behavior. My friends got offended, but I believe I am completely correct. AITA.
AITA for putting a lock on my food cupboard after my housemate kept taking my snacks. 19M, England. I'm 19 and live in a student house with 3 other lads. I posted a couple hours ago about a trolley issue and the replies were half decent, so hear this one. My housemate, we will call him Dan, keeps taking my food. Not big stuff, just my actual snacks. The stuff I buy to treat myself. Recent crimes include 2 of my custard donuts, half my crisps and the Red Bull I was saving after an all-nighter. Every time I call him out he goes, "Bruv, you're not bothered or I'll replace it." He never does, ever. So I got annoyed and bought a little cupboard lock off Amazon and stuck it on. Nothing dramatic, just a lock. Dan tried to open it later and acted like I'd locked away his inheritance. He starts saying I'm making the house weird and I'm territorial over snacks. I told him if he stops taking my stuff I'll take the lock off. Simple. The other lads are split. One says fair enough, the other says I've escalated it. Now Dan's sulking and telling everyone I'm stingy. So yeah, AITA for putting a lock on my own cupboard.
AITA for not being grateful for my husband's birthday gift. I can't believe I'm doing this, but my husband and I can't get on the same page for this one. He feels that gifts, no matter how small, should be appreciated. I agree. If it was any other day it would have been fine, but as I stared at the coffee-scented bar of soap I couldn't fake a genuine smile. It's good to know that I love coffee in all its glory and anything that has to do with coffee would normally make me happy, but this, a little background information is that my husband has recently purchased a home gym device that cost him an arm and a leg. I didn't agree with the purchase, because he wanted to start a personal training business with that singular full-body machine. He was excited about renting a small office space that had no windows, and putting it in there to make money. He's not a personal trainer either, and we're surrounded by gyms in our area, 3 gyms. He has spent all his savings on this one device that is now, and I understand that, but I don't agree with it and the timing of it. Today I was being colder than usual, because I was exhausted and hurt. I didn't want to talk but he kept pushing, so I told him that I didn't enjoy the gift, that it felt insulting and insufficient. He got pissed off because I'm not appreciating the situation that he is in. I don't see it as a situation that he's in, but a choice that he made. He left the house without saying a word and returned with flowers and matcha. I was honest and told him that it felt like putting a band-aid on it, but not genuine. He's mad again and I'm exhausted and unsure if I've made the right choice and if I'm the asshole for not just appreciating the flowers. TLDR, my husband got me soap for my birthday, after spending a lot of money on something I didn't really agree with.
AITA for ruining a nice family Christmas experience by not getting a Christmas tree because I was exhausted. I'm 17M and have 3 brothers 21, 16, 17. My family planned to get a Christmas tree tomorrow an hour away. I was surprised when this morning my father told me we would be getting it today. I wasn't prepared or in the mood to go and needed to relax for a while. I told my father I wasn't feeling great with a bad stomach and mentioned I was exhausted from the previous long night in the city. He insisted I went. An hour later, when the whole family was in the car, my mother called me. She asked if I was going or not, and I told her no. She told me it was fine, but then 5 minutes later they come back into the house screaming at each other. I then get a text from my mother saying thanks for ruining a nice family Christmas experience. Hope you are happy. This was backed up by my father taking my driving privileges until the end of the year and screaming for an hour. Apparently my brothers are complaining that if I wasn't going, why should they? Sorry for the rambling, but AITA, and did I ruin the experience?
AITA for returning a grocery bag full of toys and exposing the babysitter who let a kid turn my balcony into a war zone. I 27M live on the first floor of a 17-story building in Portugal, and from the day I moved in, my balcony has been the final destination for falling objects. Over the past year I have collected a broom, a window squeegee, window cleaning products, nails, cigar eats a lot, etc. Things used to fall at the previous owners, so they installed an acrylic shield, like a balcony helmet, so no one would die doing the laundry. But the last 2 weeks it started a routine. Around the afternoon the acrylic would be hit with 2, 3, 4 similar objects. This time it was toys, toy cars, Legos, eating forks, yes, metal ones, action figures, etc. So after about 10 days of this, I had a full collection. Instead of continuing to guess where they came from, I decided to go full customer service mode. I put everything into a trash bag. It was full enough I wondered the kid had anything to play with. I went to 6th floor, knocked, and when the owner opened the door I said as politely as I could, I think some of your belongings migrated. I handed her the bag. She called the babysitter. We quickly figured out what was happening. The babysitter was leaving the kid completely unsupervised near a wide open living room window. The kid was joyfully throwing everything he could find. I laughed but then said my only concern is, if he's leaning far enough to throw this stuff, there is a chance he might lean too far. The owner looked horrified and fired the babysitter by phone call right in front of me. So AITA for returning a grocery bag full of toys and exposing the babysitter who let a kid turn my balcony into a war zone.
AITA for not canceling my trip. 3 of my friends and I planned a trip to Toronto next week and back in September. I already purchased a plane ticket and hotel around that time. I told my mom about this trip when we planned it, but I did not tell her the exact date. A few weeks later she told me that my cousin was getting married in December but also didn't tell me the exact date. For some reason I didn't think much of it, but you can see where this is going. Today we found out that the wedding and my trip was going to be during the same weekend. I told her that I can't cancel my trip because the hotel is under my name and non-refundable. The money I can take the loss for it, but I don't want to leave 3 of my friends looking for a place to stay on such short notice. 5 days. Obviously I've been getting yelled at all day for being the asshole, but I planned this trip and told her about it weeks before I was even aware of my cousin's wedding.
AITA for telling my mom I couldn't go to church today. I 17F am not a religious person, and consider myself agnostic. However, I need volunteer hours for school and found that this church provided easy hours. It also happened to be the same church my mom goes to, so it felt easier to get in. So it was a Saturday night, and I texted a co-pastor to reassure if I would be volunteering the next day, Sunday. He told me that there weren't any spots available, but I would still be welcome to show up. After acknowledging his text, and sharing it with my mom, I agreed to show up even if there wouldn't be anything for me to do. I also texted the co-pastor that I would show up. Now it's Sunday morning. I woke up exhausted, couldn't even open my eyes, and felt like I was on the verge of being sick. I told my mom, in my exhausted state, that I was too tired and needed to go back to bed. I can't go to church today. She kept replying repeatedly with the same response. You said you'd go. I became very fed up with her repetition, and walked away and went back to bed. Once Once I closed my door, she yelled out, "You said you'd go," and then began to cry and slammed her own bedroom door. Once I heard her cry, I began to feel very apathetic, because she often has these emotional outbursts over tiny things. In my mind, I was trying to figure out how this even affected her, because she's not the one I'm standing up. Nonetheless, I went back to sleep. After I woke up, I decided to send an apology text to the co-pastor, hoping my mom will later see it too and forgive me. I also asked my father why she began to cry from this, and he said that she was just disappointed I said I'd go but didn't. Also turns out she decided to not go to church either. I'm not trying to invalidate my mother for her crying, but it felt very frustrating that she started guilting me. Once I felt she was guilting me, that's when I turned apathetic, because I realized it didn't affect her at all. So AITA,